The first reason why this is very important is to now realize and acknowledge the fact that OTT is an industry on its own. It's not the subset of the bigger things. It is the future. It is where everybody is going to be focusing on.
Things like this, like Vidnet and conferences like this and evenings and events like this are so crucial for our film industry, for our entertainment industry, for writers, directors, creators. And I'm really, really thankful that I keep getting invited to be a part of these things. So yay, me.
Sessions like this just throw a lot of new ideas. It helps people grow. And I think learning should never stop, because the way world is going, you should keep meeting people and learn from them.
It's important probably to zoom out, look at the larger picture, talk about the industry, talk about where the progression is. Are we lacking somewhere? So it's a great initiative that way.
I think these initiatives are important in this kind of ecosystem, because when I work, I'm just working on my project with my team for years at a time. Then you come out to things like this, you see that how vast the industry is. To understand that bigger picture intermittently, so that you can see where we are and then go back and do work that takes that into account, I think is crucial. Otherwise, the industry doesn't evolve.
Nagra is a security company for protecting OTT. So it's the right time to start explaining the possible revenue losses we can have through the piracy and how we can help them to be safe against. Yeah.
Creates awareness, helps us understand what's happening in the ecosystem, where what's the trajectory, where things are moving. So definitely this kind of events help us get a broader perspective.
I think when new ecosystems get developed, people who are making the transition from older ecosystems to newer ones oftentimes don't have very regulated ways to kind of learn more about the industry. There are no forums that bring people together, enable networking opportunities, and create the type of dialogue that Vidnet does. And I think these kind of events are critical if we have to grow very rapidly.
And so sessions like this help free exchange of ideas, people collaborating, talking about their issues. Of course, we do compete at some level in the market, but the reality is that we're all learning together. So to that extent, I see these sessions playing a very critical role in shaping the future of the OTT industry in India.
It's also an opportunity in one day to meet so many different people and get some updates on a friendly environment. And definitely we need more and more of this event here in India.
The landscape is changing every day, and there's so much new things happening. Best practices share their knowledge, and at the same time, I think it's a great opportunity for people to learn from each other and to learn from people who are probably at the forefront of doing things.
Events like these to be held so that the industry itself is talking to each other, and I think as it goes forward, as the industry matures, these will become more and more important.
See, because it's a growing industry, every day we're discovering something new. Everyone has stories to tell. You never know which story is the great one, can be a big your next big story. So I think platforms like these are great for interaction.
Platforms like this and events like this then give it a direction for people who are a little lost with how to go about it. It also helps the established players to set about a target for themselves, or tell the rest of the industry what is it that they're doing, or what their line of thought is.
There's a change happening in our entertainment industry, that people are demanding stories that are breaking barriers and that are pushing maybe our own comfort zones, and that's pretty amazing to see.
For a couple of reasons, it's important to have events like this. One is that it helps create a creative zeitgeist, an ecosystem where creative community can come together. It's a great place to network. It's also just good to connect and find stories at events like this. I mean, it's always great to get an insight into people's minds, and events like this are like little windows into various Indias that exist, because people from all over come here together. So as a content creator, as a creative person, it helps me curate stories for everyone.